David Brown team has won the 24-hour race at Le Mans.
Car racing was gaining more and more popularity in the 60s.
That's when Ford realized they had to come up with something new. They themselves had to join car racing. The winning team would receive great press, exactly what Ford wanted. However, there was a slight problem. Ford had no clue how to build a race car. Ferrari sure knew how to build one, year upon year dominating one of the most prestigious and toughest races out there, the 24 hours of Le Mans. But Ferrari at the time was struggling financially, and so when Ford offered to buy Ferrari for the price of $16 million, Ferrari agreed. On the 20th of May 1963, Henry Ford II, CEO of Ford, along with 14 of his executives flew over to Maranello, Italy to settle the deal with Enzo Ferrari. Everything seemed to go smoothly, but after hours and hours of reading, Ferrari suddenly stopped. Now the reason he stopped was because of a clause in the contract that stated Ferrari would lose ownership of the motorsport side of the business. You see, Ferrari never really cared that much about the street car side of the business. He wanted to maintain control over the motorsport arm with an unlimited budget. That was the reason he wanted to sell in the first place. Ferrari was furious, and at 10 p.m. he turned to his personal secretary and said, "Let's get something to eat."
He just walked out, leaving the now very confused Americans behind.
Almost immediately after the meeting, Henry Ford II, now inflamed with rage at Ferrari, called his lead executives and instructed, "Build me a car that will crush Ferrari at Le Mans." To help build the car, Ford purchased a small British company in Slough called Lola Cars. But they only had 10 months to build a car that would race over 200 miles an hour, but most importantly, was reliable for the full 24 hours. But then after 8 months, the first two GT40s were ready. They were incredibly fast, but very unstable at high speeds. Now just 2 months away, both of the cars had crashed in just 2 days.
Surprisingly, Ford managed to turn up to the 1964 Le Mans with 3 GT40s. But by the end of the race, all the cars had either broken down or caught fire. Ferrari, per usual, won another race.
Ford now realized they needed the help of a professional.
My name's Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Carroll Shelby was a true American born and raised in Texas. Shelby had always been fascinated with speed, joining the U.S. Army Air Corps after high school graduation and later becoming a racing driver himself. Carroll brought with him Ken Miles, a Brit and former World War II tank commander turned sports car driver.
When Ken Miles got sent for a test drive in the new GT40, he told the engineers it was absolutely horrendous. After changing countless aspects of the car, there still wasn't enough time to fully develop the GT40 for the 1965 Le Mans. In 1965, Ford turned up with 6 GT40s, 2 Mark IIs and 4 Mark Is, just like this one. I'm standing right next to a 1965 Ford GT40 Mark I. And I mean, the GT40's design is just simply stunning. With its low slung body, just 40 inches above the ground, and aerodynamic lines that make it look fast even when it's standing still. The car's lightweight aluminum chassis and the 4.2-liter V8 engine developed by Ford make it a true racing machine. The GT40 was also equipped with innovative features like inboard disc brakes, which make it a dreadful opponent on the track. The car's combination of aerodynamic lines and powerful engine make it a true beast, capable of reaching speeds in excess of over 200 miles per hour.
Disappointingly, all GT40s were out by the end of the 1965 race, leaving Ferrari with yet another win. Now, after being humiliated by Ferrari 2 times in a row, Ford realized they had to do something different.
Many test drives and various improvements made to the car's aerodynamics, engine and suspension, the Americans once again returned to France. Ford turned up with 8 cars. Ferrari turned up with just 3 P3s. Ford also brought with them 7 spare engines and a trailer full of other spare parts. During qualifying, Ford secured P1, 2, 3 and 4. The next day, at the start of the race, all seemed well for Ford.
For the first couple of hours, they were leading the race. But when time passed, Ferrari had taken the lead and half of the Fords had broken down. Ford gave their drivers strict rules not to max out, afraid that they would end up with no cars left, just like the previous years. Ken Miles, on the other hand, didn't listen, setting record-breaking laps.
Just mere hours till the end of the race, all Ferraris had either broken down or fell out of the lead, leaving the 3 GT40s left in P1, 2 and 3. The Ford team then decided they wanted to have all 3 GT40s cross the finish line together. But as you'd expect, the drivers weren't as thrilled about it. Miles, who was way ahead of McLaren and Buckham, eventually agreed and slowed down. The Ford versus Ferrari rivalry is proof of what determination and passion can do, plus millions of dollars. The 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans is one of the most exciting and memorable races in the history of motorsport, and the battle will continue to inspire generations of motorsport fans.